Barbados and the rest of the region keep track of the developments in the Bahamas. That's the story we're tracking in your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Monday, September 2nd. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Monster storm Dorian has claimed 5 lives on the island of Abaco. Bahamian Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis delivered the grim update as he declared that the Bahamas is in the midst of an historic tragedy. Up till late this evening, the system, packing maximum sustained winds of over 200 miles per hour, was almost stationary, wreaking havoc on Grand Bahama.
Thus far, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has confirmed that there are 5 deaths in Abaco. Teams will go to Abaco as soon as possible for full and proper assessment and identification.
The Prime Minister added that the damage is unprecedented and widespread.
They are deeply worrying. The images and videos we are seeing are heartbreaking. Many homes, businesses, and other buildings have been completely or partially destroyed. There is an extraordinary amount of flooding and damage to infrastructure. I wish to report that the United States Guard is already on the ground in Abaco and has rescued a number of injured individuals. Critically injured individuals are being taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital here on New Providence. Through various channels, we are continuing to monitor events in Abaco and Grand Bahama, as well as Bimini and the Berry Islands, which are continuing to receive tropical storm winds.
The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency says Hurricane Dorian's slow movement is hampering its response. The regional agency deployed 2 teams at the weekend and is on standby to travel to the Bahamas on Wednesday once the all clear has been issued.
So as it stands, best case scenario now is Wednesday morning. Worst case, Wednesday evening. There will be a mix of approaches to try to get there. We're looking at air and sea. Clearly, with the conditions being such that they are flooded, it looks more like a sea approach. The Bahamian Coast Guard has vessels that are capable of traversing that space. It has the capability to roll on and roll off equipment and resources. So they would be one of the first order of business. But we've also been talking to the British government. They have the RFA Mounts Bay, which is a vessel that operates in the Caribbean waters, primarily first in support of the overseas territories. But they've often lent support to the Caribbean response if they are not responding to the overseas territories. And they are trailing the storm. In fact, they are expected to be in Nassau, the port in Nassau tonight. And we will also call on their capabilities to assist with water supply and also the movement of people.
Personnel from the Barbados Light and Power are on standby to travel to hurricane-ravaged Bahamas. During a press conference this afternoon, the company's Director of Operations, Joanne Graves, said a 5-member team is likely to travel to the island in another week.
At the beginning of every hurricane season, we identify volunteers who are willing to go on these missions. So we have a list of volunteers, so it's just a matter of this week ensuring who is available at this very point in time. The supervisor normally was along with them, so we're looking to dispatch a 4-person team along with the supervisor, so 5 persons in all, 4 crew members and the supervisor. We'll be looking to dispatch them to the Bahamas as soon as they are ready for us to come in. So we anticipate probably another week to week and a half, we will be dispatching the crew.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back. The Dominica government was among the first countries to make a financial pledge to its battered sister CARICOM member state. At a press conference this morning, Deputy Prime Minister Reginald Austrie announced $100,000 in assistance, which he says will be transferred immediately to assist the Bahamas. He also announced other forms of assistance.
Additionally, the government has opened an account at the National Bank in which individuals could deposit their financing that they would love to as contributing to the process of recovery in the Bahamas. We have also agreed to the deployment of some 15 police officers to be sent through the regional security system as soon as the processes are put in place and word is received that they're ready to receive these police officers. They'll be headed by an inspector, as I understand it. The men are packed and ready and will move on very short notice.
And on the international front, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, has warned residents not to take any chances as the monster storm slowly moves away from the Bahamas.
And some of that damage is headed for parts of Florida. The state is not expected to take a direct hit, but the outer bands of Dorian's ferocious wind and rain still can cause damage. By Monday afternoon, the storm was just 105 miles east of West Palm Beach. Several parts of coastal Florida are under mandatory evacuation.
I will not get off this boat during the hurricane for any reason at all, save a human life. If a human's life is in jeopardy, then obviously I'm going to do whatever is necessary.
Because this isn't a play tour, this is our home.
Yeah.
And we can't afford to buy another one of these.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis told his residents to heed evacuation orders.
Get out now while you have time, while there's fuel available, and you'll be safe on the roads. We are in a situation where the storm is stalling very close to our coast. It is going to make a movement, and the movement that it makes is going to have a lot of impact on Floridians.
Evacuation orders have also gone out to coastal towns and counties in Georgia and the Carolinas.
And that's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.